On June 20, 2019, in the heart of Bangladesh's capital Dhaka, a sudden and ferocious fire erupted in the densely populated and bustling area of Chawkbazar, one of the city's oldest commercial districts. What began as an ordinary night quickly turned into a blaze that would stretch across homes, mosques, shops, and narrow alleys, engulfing communities that had lived and worked side by side for generations. The air filled with smoke. Sirens wailed in the distance. And at once, the city faced a test of resilience and survival.
Chawkbazar is a maze of narrow streets, old buildings, family workshops, and small-scale factories. It was here, in a wholesale market where chemicals were stored alongside everyday goods, that fire first took hold. Within minutes, it spread, fed by flammable materials, congested structures, and little room for escape. Brick facades and wooden balconies became fuel. Shops stacked with fabrics, plastics, and assorted goods ignited like kindling. The fire roared through tight lanes where people lived above their businesses, and where children slept while shopkeepers closed for the night.
When the first alarms were raised, residents scrambled through smoke and sparks to safety. Families in apartments above shops awoke to heat and the crackle of flame. Doors shut behind trembling children. Mothers lifted infants. Elders clutched memories and rushed outside, never knowing if they would return. The toll was heartbreaking. Dozens lost their lives. Hundreds were injured. Countless families watched their homes turn to ash, possessions vanished in minutes. The shock was immediate and the grief profound, lives interrupted, futures altered, community bonds scorched by flame.
Firefighters raced to the scene, but the size and intensity of the blaze overwhelmed initial efforts. Narrow streets slowed engines. Thick smoke and heat pushed crews back again and again. Water hoses fought a hungry inferno, while residents worked alongside rescuers, using buckets, blankets, even bare hands, in desperate attempts to contain the worst. Emergency responders pulled trapped individuals from collapsing structures. Police and volunteers cleared paths for medical teams. Ambulances rushed the badly burned and smoke-inhaled to hospitals, where doctors and nurses worked through the night. Amid chaos, acts of bravery emerged, neighbors helping neighbors, strangers risking danger to pull someone from harm's way.
Several factors made this fire so deadly. Congestion. Buildings stood too close together, with little space for fire engines or evacuation. Stored chemicals and combustible material. Shops and workshops stored flammable goods without proper safety protocols. Narrow lanes, streets designed centuries ago could not accommodate modern emergency response. Residential density. Families lived above commercial stockrooms, so fire in a shop meant instant hazard at home. In a place where people lived and worked in overlapping spaces, fire was not just a workplace risk, it was a household threat.
By dawn, the flames finally subsided. The streets were blackened. Ruins stood where life once bustled. Ambulance teams continued to transfer the injured. Families sat in shock, memories scattered like broken glass at their feet. Officials announced recovery plans. Aid began flowing. Shelters were set up for the displaced. Donations poured in. But rebuilding would take time, money, and enduring strength. Children who saw smoke and screams now learned to find calm in the aftermath. Adults walked among rubble and dust, assessing damage and salvaging what remained.
The 2019 Dhaka Fire underscored hard truths about urban safety and planning. Fire safety isn't optional. Proper storage, signage, and regulation are essential. Urban density requires infrastructure, clear lanes for emergency vehicles, evacuation routes, and modern safety systems. Communities must be prepared. Drills, alarms, and accessible fire exits save lives. Regulation and enforcement matter. Unchecked storage of hazardous material turns ordinary places into disaster zones. Flame does not discriminate, it consumes structures, memories, and sometimes lives, but lessons learned can save future ones.
When the smoke cleared over Chawkbazar, Dhaka did not remain silent. People mourned publicly, commemorated privately, and spoke openly about how to prevent such loss again. The fire became more than a headline, it became a call to action. For families who lost homes, for children who lost sleep, for a city that almost lost itself in flames, rebuilding is more than construction. It is resilience, memory, and resolve that every community deserves to feel safe at home. The blaze that night was ferocious, but the determination that follows can be stronger.